true class 1 wild trout stream. I got a fish. They were born on this river. Tankerhoosen has broken me down in short order. All right, guys. This is day 3 on one of the most challenging trout streams I have ever fished in my life. The Tankerhoosen River. Now, this is a class 1 wild trout management area. That means it's not stocked. These are all wild fish. They were born on this stream. They grew up on this stream, avoiding predators, staying safe. These are relatively smart fish. I've really pared things down here. I've got the GoPro this time mounted on my head. That's gonna help facilitate me crawling if need be to sneak up on some of these fish. I got the camo shirt going. I don't even know if this actually makes a difference, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get some sort of edge. These fish are very skittish. This is very low, clear water. If these fish have any idea that I've even approached, they shut down. I've learned that over the last 2 times that I've been to this river. So before we hit the river on day 3, let me take you back to my rough introduction to the Tankerhoosen. Alright guys, today we are on one of Connecticut's relatively rare class 1 wild trout streams, the Tankerhoosen River. That means that there has to be water which is of sufficient quality and stays sufficiently cold throughout the summer so that trout can really thrive. There's only a handful of rivers in Connecticut that can be true class 1 wild trout streams, and the Tankerhoosen is one of them. We're going to see what we can do. Well, I am seeing a whole lot of very shallow water. This is a deeper area over here, where we have some of these trees that have fallen into the water. Boy, I mean, talk about tough fishing conditions, guys. This water is crystal clear and it's very shallow. Oh, okay. I'm seeing some fish right over here. They're right on the other side of this log. To be perfectly honest with you, I have no idea how I'm going to approach these fish without spooking them, but I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna have to sort of launch this like a bow and arrow because I don't have room to cast without spooking these fish. I'm also gonna try to shuffle to the side over here and stand near this tree to try to maybe break up my figure. Okay. Here goes nothing, guys. Here goes nothing. We got one. What is it? This is a fall fish, guys. He's gonna wriggle out. I don't want him to fall on the ground, but yeah, a little 3-inch fall fish. I'm gonna let him go over here so that I maybe have one more crack at that pool in case there are some brookies there. Okay, let's get back out there. Oh, beautiful, right on point. We got a fish. And it's another fall fish. Very shallow. When I say very shallow, I'm talking 2 inches shallow. Still nothing. There's got to be more pools around here somewhere. We just have to find them. Come to a confluence here with what I'm fairly certain is the Tankerhoosen River here, and some other brook that comes here, and they meet right up here ahead of me. I'm really interested in heading downstream because that's where we have double the water of what we've been working with previously, and that's just going to allow the opportunity for much deeper water. As happens far too often, I have neglected to bring waders out on this outing. Okay, let's see what we can do. We'll give it a try. Well, nothing there. Oh, there's some little fish right down below me here in this little pool. I have almost no room whatsoever. I don't even, this will be tough, but I'm gonna try. No interest at all. None. Guys, as I was sitting here getting my fly out of the tree, I glanced down in this pool, and there's actually a decent sized fish in this pool. 8-9 inches. Small by river standards, but twice as big as the biggest fish I have seen so far. Okay, I see the fish holding over there. Boy, I'll tell you what, guys, if I can just get one perfectly placed drift, I could probably get him. But I just don't have much room to get that sort of surgical precision. Whew, here goes nothing. No interest at all. He's definitely seen me at this point. And yeah, it's a shame too, because that's got to be a beautiful brookie. A good 8-inch fish. That would be pretty much a trophy brookie out of a brook like this. And I just don't think there's any chance of me getting him, to be perfectly honest. I just don't think it's going to happen. Boy, guys, I'll tell you, I'm finding plenty of nice water. I'm finding trout. They're just outclassing me. I'm gonna have to step my game up even more, which there's not much game left where all of that came from, so I don't know. The trouble with this little pool is the approach is just abysmal. I see the trout holding right beneath these sticks. How I would love to catch that fish. But he is way smarter than me. Whew. I could probably be a tad bit more observant and try to avoid walking right up on so many fish. I swear, no matter where you go in this damn state, something with thorns is growing in every clearing available. And it looks like there's a whole lot more of that ahead. Oh my God, these weeds are taller than me. Oh God. This is actually kind of beyond what I'm even willing to tackle. And that's saying a lot. Well, guys, this is why you take waders. So you can just walk up the river as you go, and you don't get caught in a sea of weeds and brambles like this. Which, to be honest, it's at the point now where it's just, I can't even get through it. Acres, literally acres of weeds up to my chin. Trust me, it's at least 10 times more miserable than it seems. Clearly, I was unprepared. I did not think I was going to be dealing with this. I'm going to come back here. And this time I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to have on my waders. Tankerhoosen has broken me down in short order. I've probably been out here, I don't know, an hour. Most of which was spent slogging through weeds, brambles. I'm wet, I'm covered in insects. Those briars have punctured my jeans from my ankles to my thigh. I'll tell you what, guys. One component of what makes a good wild trout stream is poor accessibility. It helps that it's this much trouble to get around on this stream. The simple fact is, guys, most people aren't willing to put in this kind of work. Well, guys, back to day 3. Yeah, so day 1 was pretty ugly, right? Clearly, I wasn't prepared for what the Tankerhoosen River had to dish out. I didn't have the right strategy. I wasn't ready for the terrain. Luckily, day 2 played out a little bit better. Let's take a look at that now. I'm fishing in very tight quarters where there's not really a whole lot of room for back casts, and where I don't even really want to get close enough to the place where I'm casting for the fish to see me. So using this bow and arrow cast, I'm able to place my fly exactly where I want it while still being able to remain a good 6 feet away from the bank, hopefully mostly hidden from the fish. I came to this brook a couple days ago to scout it out, and I didn't really know what to expect. What was I going to find? Was I really even going to find any fish here this time of year? I was actually astonished at what I saw. Significant numbers of decent sized wild trout. Now, we're talking about wild trout in Connecticut. You're not going to get 2-foot browns on a stream like this, but you know, wild browns, wild brookies, some up to maybe a foot long, possibly more. That's unusual for Connecticut, guys. I mean, just look how beautiful this brook is. Now, the main difficulty with a brook like this is that these are close quarters, and these are wild fish. These aren't stockers that are just looking for a quick meal. These are wild fish that grew up on the river. They have survived attacks by predators by being at least halfway smart. They are exceptionally familiar with foods that are natural, whereas stockfish, you know, very often will just sort of take whatever's put in front of them. Fishing on a small stream like this with low flows and fish that are skittish means that you really have got to bring your A game. And if you don't, you will leave empty-handed. Well, guys, I just managed to pull about a 6-inch fall fish out from under the stump here. And, oh, jeez, we just missed another fish that just smashed that dry. Yeah, so anyhow, I forgot to turn my camera on, and a fall fish absolutely clobbered the dry fly I'm using on this dry dropper rig here. They're loving this dry dropper. As you saw just a moment ago, I had another strike on the dry. Now all we have to do is find a pool with trout where we're gonna get that same sort of reaction. I'm gonna slowly creep up here and try to get a nice bow and arrow cast to those fish that are in the head of the pool. I just need to get a little bit closer before I'm gonna have a good chance at these fish. And again, it's critical that I don't spook them, because if I do, it's all over with in this spot. I could look at these fish all day and they're not gonna bite. Oh, we got one. We got one. What is this? Yeah, it's a big fall fish. Yeah, it's a nice little 6-inch fall fish. Healthy little fall fish. A good indicator of a healthy stream, but not what we're going for here. So let's let him go and see if we can't get our hands on a trout. Well, I just swapped out my battery, so I've probably got another 25 minutes worth of recording right now. And while I have no doubt that I'm gonna run into a whole slew more fish, I don't know if I have the stealth and the skill to land these trout. Got one. What is this? Pulling very hard. Might be a fall fish. All right, look at this, guys. Look at this. A beautiful little wild brown. Just beautiful. Went for the dry. Just a beautiful little brown. Wild fish. Tankerhoosen River. What a beauty. Let's let him go. I'll tell you what, guys. I really needed that fish to reaffirm in my mind that I was even capable of getting something on this brook. I had just been looking at pool after pool that I fished, didn't come up with anything, ended up seeing trout in the bottom of it, wondering what I'm doing wrong, and I came to this little riffle over here, and I put it out there the first time, and something came up and snapped at the dry, and I wasn't filming, so I made sure I turned the camera back on, put it out there one more time, and that brown came up and he smacked at that stimulator, and we got him. That thoroughly renewed my confidence. I'm feeling good now. I'm feeling real good. Does look like there is a little bit more water in this brook than there was the last 2 times I was here. We did have a little bit of rain over the last couple days. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. Now it's difficult to say how that's really going to affect the fishing. I mean, on one hand, it means the water is probably cooler. It means it probably opens up a whole lot more areas of this brook as suitable fishing spots because it deepens the water. We got a trout, guys. We got a trout. Oh. Look at this beautiful brown. Wild fish, guys. He went for the nymph. Guys, look at this beautiful wild brown. A beautiful fish from the Tankerhoosen. I mean, could I ask for a better start to the day? I don't think so. Now let's let him go. Get him right back in the water. And he's off. Well, damn, guys. Considering how hard I had to work for my fish the last 2 days I was here, it is extraordinary that within the first 5 minutes of being on the river today, I have already gotten a nice brown. I can only hope that this is an indicator for how the rest of the day is gonna go. Let's get right back to it. Now we're casting up into the riffle here. You know, I've really learned a lot from my past 2 outings here. I've learned that I need to try a lot more spots, even that may not look all that deep. I need to at least give them a shot. But I've also learned that I don't need to spend too long with this given spot. I mean, a fish is either gonna pretty much hit like that, or it's not gonna hit at all. This is a nice looking pool up here. As long as I can approach quietly, there's a good chance of getting a trout. Start with the back of the pool first. We got a fish. It's a fall fish. Not what we're looking for. Oh, something hit. Could very well be fish up here, just in front of this riffle. Approaching very quietly. Placing the first cast. Oh, something hit instantly. Oh, Lord, did you just see that? That was a trout that just smacked at something on the top. Exactly where I wanted it. Oh, something took. Missed it on the hook set. It went for the dry. Oh, that was a trout. Came up. I watched him come up, look really hard at the dry fly and snap at it, and he missed it. Oh, that was a fish. And something took very readily, first cast. Got a fish here, and it's a fall fish. Oh no, it's not. This is a little wild brown. Beautiful, beautiful fish. Let's get him in the water. Beautiful little wild brown here, guys. Look at that fish. What a beautiful fish. What a beauty. Wow. Let's let him go. Right down in there. Right into the logs. Wow. What a beauty. What a beauty. Whew, guys, you don't get to see little wild browns like that very often. What a beautiful little fish to get on this stream. You know, a stream like this is not necessarily about the big fish. It's about finding those wild fish, those fish that you know did not spend a minute of their lives in a hatchery, They were born on this river. They're gonna grow up on this river. It's just a beautiful thing. Something else took it. You only get so many shots at these fish. Oh, something hit. Well guys, this is as good a time as any for sort of a day 3 halftime report, because my last battery is running low. You know, we've gotten 2 browns today, which is not bad. Day 3 has certainly proved a much greater success than day 1 or day 2 combined. But I do feel like there's an opportunity here for us to get another fish or 2. And I'm gonna do my damnedest before this camera dies. Well guys, got another wild brown here. My GoPro died, so I wasn't able to show you the landing. A beautiful fish. Let's let him go. He's off. And you can see the pool I caught him out of here. This little riffle. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. What a morning this has been. I mean, what a morning. You know, I fished a ton of rivers in the state. I've caught trout 3 times as large as the trout that I'm catching here. 4 times as large in some cases. But this is really an experience. It's gonna test your patience. It's gonna test your skill. It's gonna test your commitment to catching these wild fish. The Tankerhoosen isn't the kind of river you'd want to fish every single day. You gotta be up for it. You gotta be ready for the challenge. But let me tell you, it is so rewarding. Connecticut Trout Tour, Tankerhoosen River. You gotta love it, folks.